Let's be real, search engine optimization can be a serious grind. You're constantly juggling research, content creation, and all those little technical tweaks. But what if you had a smart assistant to handle the heavy lifting? Well, today we're going to look at Writesonic, an AI that's becoming a total game changer for SEO pros. Does this sound familiar? Your day is just this endless loop of keyword research, drafting content, running technical checks, and repeat. If you're nodding along, yeah, you are definitely not alone. The sheer number of tasks is just a lot. It can make it almost impossible to step back and focus on the big picture strategy. You know, the stuff that actually moves the needle. So, what's the fix? Well, meet Writesonic. This thing is an AI-powered writing tool built on the super powerful GPT-3 model. The best way to think of it is like your personal co-pilot for content. It helps you create pretty much anything, from entire blog posts to landing pages, and it does it in just a tiny fraction of the time. All right, first up, let's talk about the heart and soul of SEO, content and keywords. This is where we spend most of our time, and honestly, it can be the biggest time sink. So, let's see how AI flips the script. Writesonic isn't just about one thing. It handles the entire content process. We're not just talking about drafting a blog post. It'll write that catchy meta description to get people to actually click. It'll dig up those valuable long-tail keywords, and it'll even find related LSI keywords so Google knows exactly what you're talking about. It's really an end-to-end assistant. Okay, let's get into a real-world example. You've got your topic, right? Let's say it's local SEO. But what are people actually typing into Google? Figuring that out is step one, and you're about to see how ridiculously easy it can be. And that's it. This is what's so incredible. No more wrestling with complicated tools or messy spreadsheets. You just ask a simple, plain English question and poof, you get a whole list of strategic keywords in seconds. It's like working at the speed of thought. Here's another massive time saver for you. Summarizing stuff. Think about it. You have a huge, in-depth article you want to repurpose for social media. Or maybe you just need the key takeaways from a competitor's blog post. Doing that by hand is, well, it's a grind. And again, the command is just so simple, it's like you're just talking to a human assistant. The AI reads the whole thing, figures out what's important, and just hands you a perfect, concise summary. Okay, so we've covered the words. Now let's move on to the code and the connections. We're diving into technical SEO and outreach, all those little details that can totally make or break your rankings. Now, I know the robots.txt file doesn't sound very glamorous, but trust me, it is so important. It's basically the rulebook you give to search engines, telling them where they can and can't go on your site. If you mess this up, the consequences can be not good. And for a lot of people, writing one from scratch is kind of nerve-wracking. This is where it just feels like magic. You literally just describe what you need in plain English, and Writesonic spits out the perfect code. This completely takes the guesswork out of it and helps you avoid some really costly mistakes. Want to get even more technical? Let's talk schema markup. You know, that's the code behind all that cool stuff you see in search results, like star ratings or event details. It's a huge deal for getting more clicks, but man, it is a pain to write by hand. And here's the crazy part. You don't have to be a developer anymore. You just type in a simple request, and it generates the exact code you need for things like breadcrumbs. This instantly makes your site better for users and for search engines. I love this slide because it shows the new workflow perfectly. On one side, you have your goal, which is a big, kind of complex task. Write a persuasive guest post pitch. And on the other side, a super simple query. The AI just instantly bridges that gap, turning a tough job into a draft that's ready to go. All right, we've gone through content and code. Now, let's zoom all the way out to the big picture, strategy and reports. How can AI help us think on a higher level? You know that feeling of staring at a blank page? Sometimes just getting started is the hardest part, especially if you're working in a new industry and you need a solid plan. Well, instead of starting from scratch, you can use AI as your brainstorming partner. And check it out. When you ask a question like this, it's not just giving you vague, fluffy ideas. It outlines a whole strategy for a specific niche like SaaS. It'll suggest things like content ideas or specific link building tactics. It gives you a real, actionable starting point. So, you've got your strategy, but how do you prove it's actually working? Well, putting together a clear, insightful SEO report is a skill. You got to know which numbers matter and how to show them to your boss or your clients in a way that makes sense. Think about this like having an expert consultant on call 24/7. The AI guides you through it. It outlines the key sections your report needs and suggests the most important metrics to include.
making sure your report looks professional and is actually useful.
So when you put all of this together, what does it all mean? It means this isn't just another tool you have to learn, it's your smart SEO partner.
Now get this, the source material for this explainer actually pointed out over 20 different ways Writesonic can help SEO pros. 20! Just think about that for a second. This isn't some one-trick pony. It's a full-on assistant that helps with almost every single part of your workflow.
And I think this quote from the source just nails it. Writesonic is an SEO expert's go-to buddy. It takes care of all those boring, repetitive, but super important tasks, which frees you up to focus on what you're best at, high-level strategy and creative thinking.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. When all the mundane stuff is automated and the tedious work is just handled, your potential is completely unlocked. So the real question isn't just about what the AI can do for you, it's what will you be able to achieve with its help.